without having to resort to attacking people.
I agree with that.
No, we deal with policies and programs and principles.
I just said that. Yep.
People who don't have policies, who don't have programs, and don't have principles, they try to attack people.
That's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true. So even though I agree with you that, you know, you should use your platform and your social media warriors, if you want to call them that, or supporters, to purport and put out the truth and put out the facts and the positive things that you're doing. That's what you're supposed to do as a party. I don't expect you as a party to come there and say, yeah, we know, I promise, you know, 50 schools and boy, we're not building none and 8 years we not power. That not look good. I'm not expecting to say that. I expect the opposition to say that. That's the opposition's job. The opposition's job is to say, see him promise you 50 school and boy, I'm in a power for 8 years and them never build one. That's what they're supposed to do. You know, we don't expect you to say that. What we expect you to say is, yes, you know, and hospitals, we build 100 hospitals in 100 days. We expect you to say that because we can see the 100 hospital them and them are flourish and everything are going good. And you're going to pat yourself. That's what politicians do. We expect you to say that. And we expect the opposition leader to go around and look on the hospital them and try to find some fault and say, okay, in build 100 hospital, but out of the 100 hospital, 50 of them not have no bathroom, and 3 of them and 30 of them not have no running water, and 50 of them electricity cut off and at least 3 times for the week. That's what they're supposed to do. So we understand the responsibility of both sides. It's checks and bounds. We understand that. So yes, get your social media warriors them to purport the positive stuff that you do. I'm all for that. There's nothing wrong with that. JLP are going to do it. PNP are going to do it according to whatever. So that's fine. But at the same time, it's not true that only people who don't have any policies and don't have any programs and don't have any whatever are going to then resort to lies. That's not necessarily true. Sometimes people will just criticize you simply because they don't think you're doing a good job, or they have evidence to prove that you're not doing a good job or you haven't done your job. That's just what that is. And now, is there an element or is there an amount of people in that might be telling lies because they're not in a program? That might well be the case, but that's not for everybody. You can't broad, sweep, brush, paint everybody in the same light. You know, you can't do that. That's not, that's not logical at all. But anyway, let me jump back over to Yasa again and make you continue.
People who don't have good news try to spread bad news.
That's not true.
And where there is no bad news to spread, they create falsehoods.
That's not true either. Okay, now I'm just going to say this. Those two comments that he just made, there's truth. This is the thing with politicians. How can I put this now? That's not true for everybody. Is it true for some people? Yes. Is it true for everybody though? No. And I'm not have to explain it no further than that. So we're going to just jump back over and make him continue.
There was a time when we would have been silent about this and allow it to go on.
Okay.
But the world in which we live in, the world has never had the capability, as it does now, to create and generate misinformation.
That's not true. I'm sorry. That's
a scale
that's
and
borderline.
speed.
Sorry, may I talk over? Let me respond.
That generate. The world has never had the capability, as it does now, to create and generate misinformation at a scale and speed that it influences people who are normally rational and reasonable people.
I have to stop him right. There's a judger. Okay. Him just say something which, in my opinion, since him I use the word borderline, I'm going to use the word borderline in everything. Oh, let me sit up. That's a borderline lie. Me not say I tell lie no. Me I say that in my opinion, that's a borderline lie. That's what me I say. Alright, why I say that? You just say never has there a situation where on this scale, so many people could be, influenced and misled and blah, 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 and influenced, and that's me paraphrasing you. Now here's the thing. Before social media and internet existed, what was around? Mainstream media, which was radio, television, and newspapers. You're gonna sit up there, you're gonna stand up there and keep a straight face and try to convince us that mainstream newspapers, mainstream radio stations, and mainstream televisions have not massively influenced a populace, that the population of people, they've never, in such a quick succession, captivate people and mislead them, or, not report the truth, or cover up the truth, or influence people in such a way, on such a massive scale, in such a rapid way. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not true, because most mainstream media before the internet, people used to believe that anything that write in our newspaper is true. Some people, like our grandparents would tell us, if it come in the newspaper, it's true. If it come on TV, the news, it's true. If it come on the radio station, it's true, because all these are legitimate sources of media when it comes to news, and they have a good reputation. So nobody never questioned their reputation in terms of whether they're biased or not, or they're not giving you the full truth or not, or whether they're downright misleading people or not. There's lots of allegations that a lot of corporate companies who own these media spaces, and also the fact that politicians were deeply in bed with these media organizations, and therefore they control them. So therefore these media outlets were just more like a mouthpiece and an echo chamber for the government. So anything the government say, the radio, the newspaper, and the television, like an echo chamber, just echo everything where the government of the day has to say. All around the world, this is the view that people hold, that citizens hold. And that's my point. So for you to say that, that's not true, because it equally, influenced massive of people on a rapid scale. I remember me used to see my grandparents, what my grandfather used to walk around with on radio in ears. Him literally have a little radio and him have it in ears. And everyone, because them time them not have headphones, So I walk with it and I'm ears. And I look on him and I say, what the... You understand me? And him used to that, them little tiny radio there with the little antenna go up. My granddad used to have that. That wasn't my time, but he used to have it. I used to look at him and laugh and I say, what the hell is that he's holding to his ears? But you know what I mean? And I radio him and listen. And him not left it. Everywhere him go, him have it with him. You understand me? And him glued to a certain radio station, and I just, anything them say is gospel. You understand me? Some people, them buy a newspaper every day. Them a day no miss them and them not buy a newspaper. You understand me? Them buy a newspaper 365 days of the week. You understand? 365 days of the year, sorry. 365 days of the week. So, and that's my point. And some people glue to them television. So that was a thing. So come on, man. Mega call it. That's borderline lies, brother. That's borderline lies or borderline misinformation that you just put out. And that's just the fact of it, because I'm sure Andrew Holness can remember those days as well. I'm sure of that. So they was heavily influenced. Now new media, social media has taken over. Now the advent of social media has come on the horizon, and they're now the new media. Social media is now the new players. When last anybody, the last time I watched TV probably 10 years ago, I watch TV, nothing on TV not interest me. I don't even know why I have this big ass massive flat screen TV, but I don't even turn it on, brother. You understand me? It just there, I waste my money and buy it. Because I spend most of my time on my computer. I'm on my Mac, I'm on my PC. You understand me? So it's just that. So it's just one of those things. It's just crazy.